So we'll see how the draft turns out. First couple bans here from both sides. Are we going to see a repeat of yesterday? The more common bans, Yorick, Trundle, or are we going to see more openings for those champions to be let through? We'll have to
The
find
Kane
out.
ban, that's an interesting one. Maybe they think that I'm playing the enemy team.
Potentially, or it could be a target ban of the enemy team. I'm not too sure. Trundle, Aatrox. Maybe they just hate the Darkin. I'm not too sure here.
If that is their strategy, if they go for a third Darkin ban, I may have to question if the team that has the two bronze players on it, if they're feeling maybe a little bit too confident. I don't know how I'd feel about that one.
Yeah, a little bit of arrogance. Okay, it's going to be a Nasus ban. Respect to the Nasus pick from those who know, or sorry, those who are late yesterday. Not yesterday, day before.
Oh, they were late both days because they were late the first day because of not updating their client.
Oh. Oh my. Well, those who are constantly having troubles, it would seem. But done with the bans, Janaban coming out. Not too sure about that one, but here we go. Yorick first pick. What will those who know respond with? Will it be an Aurelia, or will they maybe have something else up their sleeve? They're definitely heavily debating it.
So the Garen lock-in, maybe they don't have anyone in the team who's confident enough to play the Aurelia.
Yeah, a repeat of last time. The Garen coming out again. Probably going to go on Izanagi's Burden, I think is the name. They did play it last time. Seemed to do decently. They did take the win after all, so why not try it again? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You know, it's maybe a little bit of optimistic thinking on my part, but Garen is one of those champions who does pretty well when you take the smite. His jungle clear is nice because jungle monsters do not turn off his passive regen, so you can kind of stay healthy in the jungle the entire time. Pretty fast clear because his E does enhanced damage to monsters, so fingers crossed. I would love to see some more smite gameplay, but I would be surprised.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And of course, the Hwei coming out from Yes Hwei, that's crazy. And a Tom Kench, a very tanky lineup there. Gonna have to see how those who know respond.
Yeah, and this is going to be the third Tom Kench that we've seen this tournament. Both times that it showed up, it looked pretty solid. We've been seeing some ulting people into chucking them under the turret techniques. We've been seeing a lot of grouping up with teammates and getting easy picks. So I think it's definitely shown to be a stronger pick than we may have guessed.
Oh my goodness. Well, the top lane lineup going out from those who know. Sion, Garen, Mordekaiser versus Tom, Hwei, Yorick. Looking forward to seeing how this is going. Who are you thinking wins the draft here, Poro?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that if Mordekaiser ults Yorick, that the Maiden does not follow him. So perhaps a little bit of a counter pick there. I'm thinking that, you know, obviously, those who know, the rank favorites may be looking for some of that side laning threat, are going to look to try to outmaneuver. But if played correctly, I think the Hwei will be a bigger and bigger problem as the game goes on. Yeah. Hwei being really fantastic with the wave clear until a Baron is taken, and we have not seen any Barons go down thus far.
Well, maybe we'll see a smite on the Garen into a Baron combo. But it's going to be a little harder for them to get on this Hwei, maybe, in the late stages of the game. Maybe a Sion ult or Garen just flashes. Or Mordekaiser flashes and ults, maybe, is probably the best case. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct on the Yorick Maiden not following into Mordekaiser, so they're probably going to look to have that matchup against each other. Or maybe run the Sion into Yorick first. I imagine that isn't bad at all for Sion. He just gets the free farm until maybe level 6, and then that's when they might swap in the Mordekaiser to play that lane. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what lane assignments we end up with in this game. And of course, if it is part of their plan, maybe they're going to sit between the tier 2 and tier 1s to see But yeah, interesting.
Prediction is now out. Anybody who wishes to bet some channel points on this game can do so. Unfortunately, yes, Hwei, that's crazy. Their team name is too long, so I did not have the room to fit the parentheses blue in there. I'm just going to trust that people understand at this point that top team is blue side, bottom team is red side. Blue side being left side, red side being right side. So, yes, Hwei, that's crazy. The team that, unsurprisingly, has Hwei. Those who know, the team that would not have that champion.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Looks like peering into the future, we may be having some problems for the 5 o'clock p.m. match, but that's something that we will address when we get to it. That's for 4 hours out. I'm just not going to think about it right now.
Yeah, yeah. Keep it out of the mind for now. Focus on this game coming up. Just glad to hear it's not me again. But yeah, I mean, it should be an interesting game on our hands. Obviously, we had no Hwei. Well, yes, Hwei. That's crazy. Giving a lot of kills last time, but still taking the game. And if we see a repeat of that at the start of the game, I've noticed that the team who get the early kills, at least in the games that I've watched, don't tend to take the win. The first bloods don't seem to be truly as impactful.
Wait, let me see. I'm receiving a message from the captain of Yes Way That's Crazy that says one of their teammates might have bad internet. I want to remind people at this time that if you think one of your teammates may have bad internet, or if you need to pause the game for any reason, you can type in /pause in the tournament lobby. It will pause the game. Every single team is allowed 10 minutes of pause per game. So if you need a few minutes to try to fix up your internet, maybe restart the Wi-Fi, you can do so. Just make sure you don't go over that 10-minute time limit.
Yep, hopefully there are no internet problems going into this game. Hopefully the ping looks good, but yeah, we'll do a little skin rating again, Poro, as per last time. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that Yes Hwei is running base Hwei, definitely an interesting decision. I see that the other team is the Lumberjack Scion. That's, of course, the classic Scion skin that Baus uses, the one that Baus says must be used, so I can understand why they would go with that one. I didn't know that Old God Mordekaiser was a skin. This may be my first time actually seeing that splash art.
Yeah, I do quite like the Old God skins, very stylized. Hoping to see, maybe. I don't even know what the skill shots look like on that. I don't think I've ever seen it either. I mean, I don't think I've seen Mythmaker Garen either. Definitely some unique skins. Darkstar Yorick, with the border as well. That is a scary guy right there. If he has some games on Yorick, if he has fancy skin like this, then that could only mean it is a scary player on the Yorick, surely.
Now, assuming that these players did buy these skins manually, I do have a bone to pick with Generic Femboy on the Arcana Tahm Kench. Personally, I'm more of a Coin Emperor Tahm Kench player myself. The skin cost the exact same. I would have wanted to see that one, maybe.
Well, I mean, me personally, I only re-roll and hope for the best. Quite the
download spectator data. This is pretty cool.
Oh.
Luckily, this usually isn't a problem for me. I tend to be able to just go straight back into the game again.
Let's hope so. I don't think we were in anyway, so it might take a second before we can spectate. Ah, there we go. Oh, the stream closed. There we are.
Well, it wouldn't be a Poro stream if there weren't some kind of technical difficulties.
Yeah, hopefully you're not getting the black screen of death right now. It's still happening. I don't know if that's been a problem on NA, but seems that a lot of times loading into games, people will get just a black screen. They have to like task manager their Riot client, restart and reconnect.
Well, if this happens, I will just click reconnect over and over again until something does happen.
Well, there is always hope and pray. But yeah, right now it's not looking too promising.
Well, I guess while I'm sitting on a black sheet, I'll try to figure out this 5 o'clock p.m. issue that I'm having. Alright, let's see. It appears I may have gotten the black screen of death, unfortunately.
Really?
Oh? Or did I say that?
Never mind. Some interesting turns time after time. Initially in the lobby with the ready, Brainer suddenly disappearing and returning. Maybe they went to buy the Garen skin real quick. Who knows? Isn't Aggie actually not on the Garen this time? Maybe it's a flex pick between these three, but yeah, looking forward to how this game turns out. Hwei would probably like to invest in Leandre, I think, but we'll see how it goes.
Let's take a look at some of these rooms. The keystone not keystone. The room we're looking out for is demolished. Tom Kench has it. Yorick has it.
All right.
Mordekaiser does not have it. Sion has it and Garen has it. So 2 each for both sides. We saw in the first 2 days that it seemed like the demolish was very important. There were some teams who opted for a triple demolish strategy. It seems like every team that went for that was able to find some good advantages off of it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, a lot of TPs again coming out. I mean, everybody has come to terms with that being the strategy, I think. It's a no-brainer, sort of. Sion's still in base. Ooh. This wasn't even the team with potential internet problems, so not
Yeah,
sure
both
what could
teams
be
have
going on
internet
here.
problems. And there it is. One of the teams that have
Oh.
paused. Let's take a look at the
Yeah,
all chat. It would appear
the
that this
coding.
pause is for those who know. So we will start keeping track of the pause time for them. Each team is allowed up to 10 minutes of pause. So that means that those who know could pause for 10 minutes if they wanted to. Yes, Hwei, that's crazy, could also pause for an additional 10 minutes if they wanted to. The only pause stipulation rule is that you were not allowed to spam pauses on purpose in an attempt to disrupt the game. If I deem that the pause is being abused, I will issue a warning or a punishment, but it seems like only took about 30 seconds, and then the Sion got back in. Luckily, the League client does keep track of that for you. If those who know decide to pause again, the pause timer will continue to tick down from where they were, but maybe the pause impacting my spectating delay here. I'm just gonna let this run its course. I'm going to guess a combination of the super long loading time and the pause meant that the 3-minute delay was shortened, and so we might be buffering a little bit.
Yeah. So I'd say the lane assignments are exactly how I expected. Garen with probably the best sustain out of the 3 lanes. Going to be facing the poke Hwei, and obviously Sion into Yorick in these early stages is going to be very easy for him to stack up his W and start that infinite scaling train. But we'll see how these lanes go. Will these assignments prove fruitful? And who for will be the question.
Garen did take that second wind, maybe was preparing to match up against the Hwei.
Indeed, good rune choice in this situation in particular. Doran shields almost all across the board, besides Doran's ring on the Mordekaiser and the Hwei.
And Doran shield, second wind, and biscuits on Garen, so really trying to take some of that poke from the Hwei without being punished too much.
Yeah, got to get as much as you farm as you can in these sort of matchups, and hopefully it is fruitful now. Giles taking a little bit of damage from the ghouls, but my goodness, they take 0 damage from abilities. A little extra gold. Poor Giles though, and stacks on the W passive. Now, Garen getting traded onto, just gonna try and take his piece there, and domination in the bot lane from the looks of it. But pretty slow start, nothing too crazy occurring, everything going as expected. We'll see how that changes as the game goes on.
Giles freezing up there a little bit, maybe was overwhelmed by the options. Do I attack the Yorick? Do I attack the wall? Do I attack the ghoul? Just kind of sat there for a bit, letting the ghoul hit him. Maybe a little bit of nerves from being the first match of the day, who knows?
Yeah. Maybe so. A lot of poke coming out from the Yorick, but even more coming from the Hwei, and it seems only the bot lane of those who know is dominating here. I mean, the Scion does have push and is going to take a reset here, it would seem. We'll see how he transitions that. Taking a Ruby Crystal and a control ward. Very interesting first buy.
Yeah, not even necessarily a push. It appears that the wave is in a pretty bad spot for a reset. I think that Scion must have just felt like he was in an uncomfortable position in the lane. Had to reset before getting that full shove in.
Yeah. Not going to use the TP either as he walks through the jungle rather than the lane. I think you lose home guard quicker that way. Or is it just Death Guard that matters there? But going to pop the control ward on the grubs. Good decision there, I think, as Scion is pretty good at taking those later on.
Yeah, funnily enough, Scion, Garen, and Mordekaiser all have monster damage increases somewhere in their kit, so maybe the three of them are thinking together they can burst down some of these objectives faster.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a potential occurrence. Garen going to get the reset off here. Instantly going for that normal magic mantle. Hwei's going to hit a little less hard, but I mean, his base damages are still going up, so...
And as you say, that the normal magic mantle actually upgraded into the full Negatron cloak, so maybe Hwei going to be doing absolutely 0 damage now.
And that is the classic mid lane experience, it would seem. Any tank you play against, just going to run a cheeky Negatron cloak, and then all of a sudden, you seem to do 4 damage, and the first charge from Brainer going to be used on a minion, debating whether he wanted to go in there. Obviously, Hwei was still the W, so he would be able to get away, I think.
And of course, the one issue with that Negatron cloak, you can see it that Garen's E does not necessarily clear the wave as fast as he may want it to. So we'll have to see if Garen's damage becomes an issue later. The Negatron cloak certainly going to feel better now, but as I speak, Mordekaiser's coming for the wraparound.
It could be a potential flash from the Hwei, indeed. Good roam there from the Mordekaiser. Going to give Brainer a little bit more freedom, I think. A little bit more threat with a Garen engage. You know, the classic Garen ult combo, but without Ignite, maybe a little harder to pull off. As we see him go in, it is a level disadvantage, but yeah, Brainer not really doing enough damage there, and the Hwei, it's kind of sitting fine, I think.
Yeah, and Mordekaiser, even though he went for that roam mid, the Tahm Kench wave clear just not good enough, wasn't able to take advantage of the roam at all, so nothing lost for the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and as we speak of him, he is going in on the Tahm, but the Tahm just going to W away. There's that Mordekaiser does not have the E, and as I say, the classic Garen combo, flash Q E, but doesn't get the ultimate off due to the fear, and Hwei also missing his ultimate. A little bit of a tragedy there for both sides.
Oh, the Tahm Kench W cancelled by the Mordekaiser ult, and even though the Mordekaiser gets eaten, the Q will still go through and Tahm Kench will die.
Quite an interesting interaction. Well, Sabo looking to kill Giles here, coming off of the grubs, has the Maiden. I think this is going to be really hard for Giles to play. And
no mana
the TP
though,
from
Yorick is no mana.
Getting a big impact, uses the ultimate to follow up with the passive. I don't think this Mordekaiser is here in time. Gonna flash, but respond flash from Yorick. A little bit of fear. I think this is exactly what they want though.
Yeah, that new teleport taking about 10 years to get from bot lane to top lane.
Yeah, the Pokeball travel time is quite a while. But now they have the Mordekaiser into the Yorick, and I think that is what they want. So I'm going to go bot lane versus the Tahm Kench. I think this is perfect for those who know, and they're going to be able to take the 2 other grubs from... yes, Hwei, that's crazy.
And of course, splitting 2 to 1. Splitting 2 to 1 means that there will be no objective feat of strength. It may take us a while to see that one.
Raids in the bot lane. Grasp licks coming out from the Tahm Kench, doing lots of damage. But this Scion should be pretty much fine for the most part in this bot lane.
I do think that both Scion and Tahm Kench are going to be quite happy to escape the matchups they were in. Scion Tahm Kench seems to be a little bit of a lower pressure lane, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say overall, though, this Scion is probably benefiting more getting that infinite scaling going, but I mean, Tom Kench with a few items is definitely going to be a bit more of a threat towards the mid game, and especially with push, he's going to be able to roam into mid and potentially punish this Garen, who's taking a lot of damage right now. Nice trade from the Hwei, no ultimate used. Probably just wants to play for the next trade. Try and get this Garen gone.
And I don't want to be too excited so far, but once again, we are seeing that Hwei, that's crazy, with the pretty massive rank disparity, somehow managing to get through this early game with a slight lead.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see. Performing quite better than expected here. Bit of disrespect from the Yorick, the Scion onto the Yorick. Maiden really taken away at that Scion. Now the ultimate from the Mordekaiser. This time Kench is not going to be very happy to see Mordekaiser again, and he will be losing his life in the Death Realm. Not much to show for it on the side of Hwei. That's crazy in return. This top matchup obviously a little bit more favored to Yorick, but Scion, for the most part, is incredibly tanky, despite the maiden damage.
Yeah, I would say they were probably not expecting the Mordekaiser to swap back down to the bot lane. I was not expecting that either, but it seems like it's paid off.
Yeah, it's definitely paid off. Maybe trying to accelerate this Mordekaiser, less care going towards the Scion, just saying, you know what, you can suffer a little bit, just play what you can, but the magic damage from the maiden doing lots to this armor on the Scion. And this mid matchup pretty much going the same as it has the whole game. A little bit of a CS lead in favor of the Hwei, but nothing too crazy yet on the Hwei to take down this Garen, I think.
Ooh, he missed close to the turret. Tom Kench, oh no, but missing the tongue lash. I was thinking there may have been an angle for the Tom Kench to look for an ult under turret there, but Mordekaiser dodging out on the skill shot. I don't think that trade will amount to much more.
As we see the Hwei trading onto the Garen is within threshold, I'd say. Once this Hwei has his spells up, he could look for a little solo bolo, and the Yorick trying to get one of his own. Tom Kench forced to flash away, and Mordekaiser not able to clean up on that kill. Scion ult into the cage, not able to get any of the wave with it, but he will be there for the minions that slowly pass away to tower. Oh, beautiful E from the Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser does have to be careful here, though. Tom Kench will heal a lot from a singular Q. And there's the ult coming out. Let's see if this amounts to anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tower still aggroed on the minions. Going to use the W from Tom Kench. Not going to land on the Q from Izanagi. Going to clean up that kill for him. And now a 1v1 in the top side as well. Lots of fighting going on right now. Giles trying to get away, getting a few autos, claiming the grasp. And the shield is going to keep him safe there. Low mana on this Yorick once again. Maybe worth investing in a tier if he wants to stay in this lane for so long. But we'll see how he decides to maneuver around this. Interesting so far. This Mordekaiser very strong. We'll see how that impacts the game further on. Tactical death, I assume, or just looking at other lanes potentially. Not sure there.
Yeah, it seems like Mordekaiser and Yorick are almost in a competition to see who can get that first turret, but Mordekaiser getting executed and Yorick sitting around lane with no mana. I'm not sure if either of them will be able to do it.
Shield gonna save Giles there from the Yorick Q. And gonna claim the wave under tower. I think it is a matter of time for this Scion passing away, but we're gonna opt to reset, and Mordekaiser TPing to Grubs. His control ward has proved very useful, as Mordekaiser's just gonna claim the Grubs as Tom Kench pushes out bot. He's not too worried about losing that tower. It's still got many plates on it. And gonna ward in case the Hwei moves. This is really good team play coming out from those who know.
Yeah, interestingly, the Garen was able to take 3 mid plates. I don't necessarily know when that happened.
Not too sure either. Maybe some bad resets from the Hwei. I mean, of course, that was the flash he had to use when the Mordekaiser roamed mid. Maybe he took a reset after that. I can't fully remember, but The Mordekaiser are going to go into the top lane, so I'm going to cover the bot. This is really good from those who know. And if yes, Hwei, that's crazy, continue to bleed like this, it's not going to be very good for them. Of course, they have the Auric, but he is not that powerful, I'd say, against these kind of champions that he's facing right now.
Well, he did just base on a crisp 2,000 gold, so the full Trinity Force coming in for the Yorick now.
Yeah, interesting opting into the Mercs, probably scared of that Mordekaiser damage, but and of course Sunfire as well. Most of the tanks are going to be dealing that sort of damage, but Garen will definitely be having a field day there.
Yeah, most likely they're going to TP Kench up to the top lane.
Yes, probably a good decision, but I think this tower is gone right in the face. That is a feat for those who know. Able to claim one of them, and the 1v1 in the top lane happening again. The Tahm feeling a little more confident, has the Heartsteel. Not sure how that's going to turn out. The ult from the side on the bot lane, so much fighting going on. Gonna flash away. Back to Izanagi. Sion getting the kill onto the Yorick, using the Q from the bush, I can only assume, and Izanagi also claiming a kill. It is falling apart for Hwei, that's crazy.
Yeah, those who know just getting the better of the mechanics there. I'm fairly certain that if Generic Femboy had used the Tahm Kench ultimate at any point in that fight, maybe he could have turned that. Likewise, I saw Sabo getting hit with a lot of Sion Qs that he could have easily sidestepped. You have to wonder if that's going to be the deciding factor in this game now that both side laners are pushing down these turrets.
Yeah, of course, there is a slight rank disparity, and with the many grubs, I think all 5 grubs on the side of those who know, they're going to look to get as many towers as possible. Going into Sion passive, gonna get a little extra damage. It's not a lot anymore, thanks to the targeted nerfs onto the Baus, and now a play on the top side, looking for the shutdown on this Mordekaiser. No Death Realm available is going to make this a little hard. Spat out into the not Searing Despair as the way looks to finish off these kills. I'd be surprised if I knew any of his ability names, because my goodness, and the Hwei ultimate really should close out that kill. Beautifully done. The shutdown going to Tahm Kench, though. Not sure if that's what they wanted there, or whether it was a bit of an accident. They're going to TP mid to cover the wave, but they're losing a lot of towers. They did get the shutdown, but not sure how much that's going to change the game for them.
They will be able to pick up at least one turret here. So overall, a trade of 1-for-1 on the turrets and the shutdown on the Mordekaiser is a nice trade overall. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. What? Interesting.
So, let's... I don't know how the Tahm Kench died, actually. Interesting. Maybe looking for a proxy. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. A little bit of shakes, maybe a little bit of panic occurring on the side of Hwei. That's crazy. Not too sure how to explain that exactly. But Giles now looking, procs to demolish, gets as much damage as he can on the tower, just gonna hit the cage and walk away. There's not really much this Yorick can do now. This is one tanky boy in the Sion. Giles happy to be able to ignore Sabo even more. Not sure whether necessarily he can ignore him this much, but he did turn it around last time. Could potentially happen again.
Yeah, should just be able to ult away if he gets into trouble, though.
Yeah, it's always a problem with the Sion unless you're able to flash in front of it, but I don't think that would be possible for Sabo at the range he is at there. But now we see the Mordekaiser into the Tahm once again, pushing this bot tier 2, and they have no choice but to respond on the side of Hwei. That's crazy. They can't really 1v1 any of these champions anymore, and you're gonna look for the rift, but you can't really do it because of the control ward.
Control ward that was placed 3 minutes into the game at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's still there exactly. I'm surprised Yorick didn't get it when he took the first grub. It was placed there before the grubs even spawned, so very interesting. Worthy buy from Giles, not opting for the Baus law of no pink, but definitely playing its part here in this game. Now the trade onto the Mordekaiser, going to look to throw him on the tower. This time the tower will aggro onto him, but will it be enough? Looking for the engage here now. Tongue Lash gonna miss. Nice dodge from Izanagi, and the damage is just too much. Izunagi's burden, claiming his 5th kill of the game.
Yeah, Mordekaiser also
it
having
is
picked up that
falling apart.
Medjai Soul Stealer, so all of these kills are going to start hurting that much more.
Flash from the Hwei, respecting that Garen damage. A little bit scary. Garen could have flashed after him, to be fair, but not sure whether he opts for that as a good play. Giles getting traded on 2, but we've seen it before. Just going to casually walk away. Average Tuesday. Cancels the ultimate early. Maybe a bit of disrespect. Say, yes, Hwei, that's crazy. Just sort of saying, I can waste my ultimate right in front of you. I don't really mind. Gonna look to catch this wave. This Yorick seems to be the only one that can maintain this push and force Sion on the back foot. And that's when you sort of have to make the plays, is when Sion's away. Maybe you can look for a 3v2 here. Mordekaiser, no Death Realm available. He's very weak. Searing Despair. There goes Mordekaiser. That Medjai's curse showing up despite only having 4 stacks. It is not playable. Lots of slows coming out, but it's not enough. Garen, alas, in the face of CC with his tenacity. And he is going to go home with his Force of Nature as well.
Yeah, Garen getting really lucky there. Just used the Q off cooldown for the movement speed, but Garen's Q also cleanses slows. And the Garen, I'm almost certain this is a complete accident, used the Q about 0.1 seconds after Kenchi's Q tongue lash hit.
Yeah, and we'll look, Brainer looking to trade onto the Hwei, Grasp Rock, but knows he doesn't really have the damage with his build. But he does have the survivability. Sion going to try and claim the Herald to that pink ward. Once again, proving handy, but somebody going to have to respond to Yorick's push on top side, that's for sure. And Atakan also spawning bot.
Yeah, I think at this point, if those who know manage to get this Rift Herald, that's going to signal the end of the game. They can just drop it mid lane and 3-man. The Herald plus the Demolish would be enough to take out that turret. At that point, they would be open Nexus, and this Mordekaiser is probably strong enough to just walk it down at them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's basically certain, but they could maybe opt to get the Herald, then the Atakan, and then they've pretty much certified the win, unless they want to just, you know, go for the Herald play. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed anyway. Not going to use the fast recall. Fair enough.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they'll try to take Atakan and then all die. Then we can see.
Yeah.
Yes, Hwei, that's crazy. Go for the win. Now, I gotta say, I did watch the LPL series that happened today, and Weibo was able to take Atakan with just 2 or 3 members, not including a marksman. So maybe if you know how the buff deals its damage, not so difficult after all. So we'll have to see if anybody has managed to learn exactly how to fight that objective.
Yeah, I remember seeing yesterday, definitely some of the teams paying attention to the Atakan damage now, and I hope to see that more. It's not too complicated, but obviously everything that's new in League, people just want to avoid it to start off with. But as the season progresses, I think we'll see more people aware of how exactly it does its damage. Little flank coming here from Giles onto Sabo. If they take out the Yorick here, there is absolutely no way they can stop that Rift Herald. Beautiful cage. And they're going to slowly run away. Not sure if it's enough. The Sion ult coming out. But maybe not enough communication. Brainer's not instantly there. Generic Femboy OO looking for the tongue lash. Heartsteel trades. Maiden dealing its damage to the Sion. They need to turn on one target here, and they are. But Giles able to use the blast going to his favor. Generic Femboy OO chasing, but I don't think that flash is able to guarantee the kill there. Unfortunate, and the flash ult from the Mordekaiser. It could maybe turn in Hwei's favor, but no, this Mordekaiser is way too strong. Now double reset coming from the Yorick and Tom Kench. We'll see how this ends here. Brainer looking to push the mid without the Herald. Surprised no TP coming out here from Giles, but we'll see how it goes. They could end the game here, I think.
Ooh, Tom Kench may be ulting the wrong person there.
Yeah, a bit of a misclick. We've seen this Tom Kench do a few of those this game, not to name, but yeah, interesting. I don't know why exactly we don't go for the TP there on the side of those who know. I think in a 3v3, if the Mordekaiser resets, they just both TP mid, they can take the inhib and win, but maybe just longing it out for fun, trying to get that 20 stack Medjai potentially.
Yeah, and of course,
see.
the Scion, the threat of dropping that Rift Herald mid lane, just and crashing open the inhibitor, definitely there. But if those who know are going to continue to die like this over and over again, we could see an unexpected turn of events. So, game not guaranteed to be over yet.
Yeah, and I mean, it happened before with YHTC. That's crazy. They were able to pinch a game away from a way higher kill enemy team, and the kill difference isn't even that large here. Now the Herald being the bot lane.
Well, he
somebody's
drifted
gonna
into the
have to
inhibitor.
respond.
Let's see.
He will indeed. Really nice from Giles, and I think that is going to close the game out. They cannot kill him fast enough. Searing Despair coming out, but is it enough? TP from Brainer, and that will be the game. Those who know, taking it away from YHTC. That's great.
Yeah, interesting. Deceptive tactics from the Scion there, dodging out on that tier 3 bot turret. I was thinking for a second maybe he was going to slam into this rock right here, but was able to avoid it. Nice little drift to end the game.